And now it's time for What's Hot. We talk about the stories that have us all talking.
We're joined this Friday by Katie Klein, the digital planner from Belter and Lincoln fame, plus Jeff Wagner from radio fame is back as well. You could soon be able to keep your cell phones and your tablets out during the entirety of your flight. The FAA is expected to ease up on some rules, so you'd be able to use your devices for data purposes like checking your email, but not for talking during takeoff and landing. There are still concerns about electronics during landing, and I'd be a little concerned that something could go wrong during landing. It is the most important part of flying, is getting back on the ground.
Well, okay, first of all, from what I understand, that this is not really relating to cell phones. You're still not going to be able to use your cell phones in the air. It's all the other electronic devices. And I guess I've always figured that if the difference between the plane crashing or not is me on my iPod, I don't necessarily want to be on that plane.
Right.
Having said that, though, you know, the next thing they are going to be looking at is cell phones. And I don't want to be sitting on the flight for 3.5 hours to Las Vegas listening to somebody yakking on their cell phone. Cell phone bans, keep them going.
I feel like a slow golf clap for the FAA is necessary here. I think, you know, once they started the discussions about letting smaller knives and things of that nature on board, I wondered, okay, why are we talking about this first instead of actual devices that people use to commute on, cell phones, smartphones, etc. So I'm glad to see that this is rolling out. We'll see if it actually takes off. I think there's going to be lots of opposition before it actually gets implemented, though.
As long as there are 2 people on each aircraft not using their cell phone during takeoff and landing.
Amen to that.
Well, and keep in mind, when they originally passed these electronic rules, it was back in the 60s.
Right.
And you know, the type of electronics we're using, whether it's the e-books or all that type of stuff,
you had your vacuum tube radio back then.
Right.
Hey-o.
Now more of What's Hot.
Again, we're joined by Katie Klein, digital planner of Belter and Lincoln, and Jeff Wagner of News Radio 620 WTMJ. The next topic, a California restaurant is in some hot water after posting a dress code that requires women to wear high heels. An ad reads, ladies, no flat shoes or sandals, must have heels. Exception will be made if injured. After getting some backlash, the restaurant loosened the rule allowing women who aren't injured to wear flats or sandals. As a woman, I will say this. I think this is silly.
And you're wearing heels yourself right now.
I am wearing heels myself, but I'm choosing to do so. I think it's silly, but they're allowed to do it if they want, I guess.
I have no problem with this, and I wear heels every day. Like, restaurants and bars are a dime a dozen these days. You have to do something to stand out, and they can choose their own rules. So be it.
Well, people stayed out, apparently, because business went away.
Mr. Wagner?
Wow. Katie, I'm stunned with this. I actually see. I'm actually my wife a number of years ago busted her ankle. She was wearing heels, not the big spike heels, but she was wearing heels. Got them caught on like a tile that was broken. You know, when I was talking to the doctor, he said 85% of the broken ankles he treats are women, and it's all because of high heels. I am convinced that they were designed by men. There's no question about it. I can't believe that this place would do something like this, and I think we'd be taking our business elsewhere.
Okay, topic 3, and we're going to squeeze 2 things in the topic 3 today, kind of on a similar topic. Nabisco released this watermelon-flavored Oreo for the summer. Some people on Twitter took offense at this, said the flavor is racist.
It's just nasty.
It doesn't sound tasty. I don't think it's racist.
No, I mean, I don't get it. I mean, I'm going to a cookout tomorrow afternoon. They're going to be serving watermelon. Is that racist? No. I mean, I just think it's yuck.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now,
see, I think it takes away from actual, real, legitimate racist issues, and that's what we want to talk about now.
And that's why we're going to get into this.
Yeah.
Paula Deen has been fired by the Food Network. That video deposition came to light earlier in the week that had her using all types of racial stereotypes and racist comments. What do you think? Did she deserve to get the boot?
You bet she did. There are consequences to your actions, and if you're so bold as to take that racist stance, then you should be fired, because normal people would be fired.
Yeah, I mean, you know, we were talking about this in What's Hot yesterday, and some people were saying, oh, I think she's going to ride this out. I was saying, absolutely not. This is just too big. You do not come back from something like this, at least not in the short term.
Yeah, and I don't think you should.
No, she doesn't. She's a walking contradiction. She doesn't deserve another shot.
Yeah.
You do wonder what could have been going through her mind, because even if she feels this way, given who she was and what her profile was, what were you thinking that you would articulate this stuff, even if you felt that way? For goodness' sake.
Yeah. Good riddance.
Jeff, a Buffett lyric apply here this Friday afternoon?
Well, I was actually thinking about the high heels thing. It's like first day of summer. I'm looking for a smart woman in a real short skirt.
Well, that'll be the hot topic on Monday.
It's apparently recess in the newsroom, so we'll let Wagner heed the school bell. We'll take a quick break now. We will be right back. Happy Friday, everybody.
Happy Friday.